Welcome to the Equilibrium Podcast, where we explore the only goal no other approach can promise: complete metabolic equilibrium. I'm Eric Morrison, and this is the framework that gets you there. Last episode, we talked about why zero tolerance is actually easier than moderation, because it breaks the addiction instead of managing it. Today, we're diving into why you can't eliminate everything at once and the sequential process that actually works, one substance at a time, 21 days each. This is how you break free. Let's dig in. Here's what most people do when they decide to get serious about their health. They go all in. Immediately. They eliminate gluten, they eliminate sugar, they eliminate starches, all at once. They dump every bad food from their kitchen. They commit to perfection, they're motivated, they're ready. And within 2 weeks, they crash hard. Not because they're weak, not because they lack discipline, because they're fighting multiple chemical addictions at the same time. And your body can't handle that. Today I'm going to explain why simultaneous elimination fails and why the sequential process actually works. Let's talk about what happens when you try to eliminate gluten, sugar, and starches all at once. Week 1. You're motivated. You've thrown out all the processed food. You're eating clean. The scale drops a few pounds, mostly water weight. You feel like a genius. Week 2. The withdrawals hit. All of them. Simultaneously. Your body is withdrawing from gluten, a substance that triggers opioid-like responses in your brain. Your body is withdrawing from sugar, which has been hijacking your dopamine system for years. Your body is withdrawing from starches, keeping your blood sugar on a roller coaster. You're tired, you're foggy, you're irritable, you're hungry all the time. And everyone tells you to push through, trust the process, it gets easier. But it doesn't get easier, because you're not fighting one battle. You're fighting 3 battles at once. Week 3. The cravings intensify. Not just one craving, 3 different cravings, all screaming at you simultaneously. Your body wants gluten, your body wants sugar, your body wants starches, and you're trying to resist all 3 with sheer willpower. Week 4. You break. Maybe it's a birthday party, maybe it's stress at work, maybe you just walk past a bakery. And when you break, you don't just eat a little gluten. You don't just have a little sugar. You eat everything. The binge is spectacular. Within days, you've regained everything you lost, plus a few extra pounds. And now you blame yourself, or you blame the approach. Either way, you failed. Sound familiar? Here's what's actually happening when you try to eliminate multiple addictions at once. Your body is chemically dependent on these substances. Gluten creates genuine addiction. Sugar creates genuine addiction. Starches create genuine addiction. When you remove one addictive substance, your body goes through withdrawal. Real withdrawal. With real symptoms. Fatigue, brain fog, irritability, intense cravings. That's hard enough to manage for one substance. But when you remove 3 addictive substances simultaneously, you're asking your body to withdraw from all 3 at the same time. Your nervous system is overwhelmed. Your brain chemistry is scrambled. Your willpower is stretched across 3 different battles. And here's the critical part. The cravings don't disappear. They just keep cycling. Day 1, the gluten craving hits. You resist. Day 2, the sugar craving hits. You resist. Day 3, the starch craving hits. You resist. Day 4, the gluten craving is back. You never get a break. You're never free. You're just constantly fighting. And eventually, your willpower runs out. One craving breaks through. Then the others follow. And you're back where you started. This is why simultaneous elimination fails. Not because you're weak. Because your body literally can't handle withdrawing from multiple addictions at once. Now let's talk about what actually works. Sequential elimination. One substance at a time. 21 days each. Faithful, permanent elimination. Not trying it out, not seeing how it goes. Permanent elimination. Zero tolerance, one addiction at a time. Here's the sequence. First, gluten. 21 days. Complete elimination. Not mostly gluten-free. Not gluten-free except for special occasions. Zero gluten, permanent. And here's the key. During this phase, you still have options. You can eat gluten-free bread, gluten-free pasta, gluten-free crackers. These aren't ideal. They're still processed. They still contain other problematic ingredients, but they give you something to replace what you're eliminating. They make the transition manageable. You're not fighting the gluten addiction and dealing with complete deprivation at the same time. You're just breaking the gluten addiction. And for 21 days, your body withdraws from gluten. The cravings are real. The withdrawal is real. But you're only fighting one battle, not 3. Around day 14 through 21, something shifts. The gluten craving stops. Not because you're resisting it, because the addiction is broken. Your body is no longer chemically dependent on gluten. Second, sugar. 21 days. Complete elimination. Now that gluten is handled, now that you're no longer fighting that battle, you tackle sugar. And again, you have options. You can use honey. You can use artificial sweeteners if you need them. These aren't the final answer. Artificial sweeteners have their own problems and you'll eliminate them later. But for now, they give you a bridge. You're breaking the sugar addiction without complete deprivation of sweetness. For 21 days, your body withdraws from sugar. The cravings are intense. Sugar is one of the most addictive substances you've been consuming. But you're only fighting this one battle. Gluten is already handled. Around day 14 through 21, the sugar craving disappears. Not because you're white-knuckling through it, because the addiction is dead. Third, starches, 21 days, complete elimination. By the time you get to starches, something remarkable has happened. You're not fighting anymore. The gluten addiction is dead. The sugar addiction is dead. You've already proven to yourself that you can break these dependencies, and now when you eliminate starches, you don't need replacements. You're ready. Your body is ready. You eliminate starches completely. No substitutions, no bridges, just pure elimination. And by day 14 through 21, the starch dependency is broken too. So why does sequential elimination work when simultaneous elimination fails? Because you're only fighting one withdrawal at a time. When you eliminate gluten first, your body focuses all its energy on breaking that one addiction. The withdrawal symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, cravings, are all centered on gluten. You're not trying to manage 3 different withdrawals simultaneously. By the time that 21-day window closes, the gluten addiction is dead. The receptors have reset. The inflammatory response has calmed down. You're free from gluten, permanently. Then you move to sugar. And now you're fighting the sugar withdrawal, but you're not fighting gluten anymore. Gluten isn't even on your radar. It's not food. It's not relevant. So all your energy, all your focus goes toward breaking the sugar addiction. By day 21, that addiction is dead too. Then you move to starches. And by this point, you've built momentum. You've proven to yourself that you can do this. The starch elimination doesn't feel as hard because you're not starting from zero. You're starting from a place of strength. This is why sequential elimination works. You're not overwhelming your body. You're not stretching your willpower across multiple battles. You're breaking one dependency at a time, giving your body the space and time it needs to reset. And by the time you've eliminated all three, gluten, sugar, starches, you're free. Not white-knuckling through constant cravings. Not negotiating with yourself every day. Actually free. Now let's talk about those substitutions I mentioned. Gluten-free products and artificial sweeteners. These are bridges, not destinations. When you eliminate gluten, using gluten-free bread helps you manage the transition. It gives you something familiar to replace what you're removing. But gluten-free products are still processed. They still contain seed oils, additives, and other substances your body will eventually need to eliminate. They're a tool to help you break the gluten addiction, not a permanent solution. When you eliminate sugar, you might use artificial sweeteners temporarily if you need them to get through the withdrawal. But artificial sweeteners come with their own problems. Your body recognizes them as foreign substances. They're another thing you'll eliminate later. But honey? Honey is different. Honey isn't a bridge. Honey isn't a substitution. Honey is real food. Raw, unprocessed honey exists in nature, exactly as you consume it. Honey isn't sugar. It's honey. When you're eliminating processed sugar, honey isn't a compromise or a workaround. It's what you eat when you want something sweet because it's actual food. The substitutions, gluten-free products, artificial sweeteners, exist to make the transition possible, not to become permanent crutches. By the time you're ready to eliminate starches, you won't need those bridges anymore. Your body will have adapted. Your cravings will have diminished. Your relationship with food will have fundamentally changed. The gluten-free products, you'll eliminate them. The artificial sweeteners, you'll eliminate them. The honey, that stays forever because it's not a substitution. It's food. So what happens after you've eliminated gluten, sugar, and starches sequentially, faithfully, permanently? Your body is no longer fighting three different addictions. The cravings have stopped, not because you're resisting them, because they don't exist anymore. Your inflammation drops. Your body isn't in constant reaction mode anymore. Your energy stabilizes. No more blood sugar roller coasters. No more crashes. Just steady, consistent energy. And here's what I observed in my own experience. My body started changing in ways I didn't expect. Not just weight loss. Something different. The fat that had been stubborn for years, despite keto, despite doing everything right, finally started moving. I don't know the exact mechanism. I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you the biochemical pathway, but I can tell you what I observed. When I eliminated these three addictions completely, my body responded differently than it ever had before. Was it because my body was no longer dealing with constant inflammatory triggers? Maybe. Was it because eliminating these substances allowed my metabolism to function the way it was designed? Possibly. I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is this. After eliminating gluten, sugar, and starches, something shifted. And that shift opened the door to what came next. Because here's what most people don't realize. This is just the beginning. After you've eliminated gluten, sugar, and starches, There are still other substances your body may recognize as harmful. Seed oils, artificial sweeteners, other processed compounds, and, this is the part that surprised me, certain foods that every expert recommends as healthy. Those final eliminations are what I teach in Peak Form Intensive. They're what's written in the book. Because once you've broken the 3 major addictions, gluten, sugar, starch, your body is finally ready for complete elimination. And that's when I reached equilibrium. Let's talk about the timeline. 3 eliminations, 21 days each. 63 days in total if you do it right. And you're thinking, 63 days? That's too long. I want results now. Here's the truth. You've already tried the now approach. You've tried going all in immediately. You've tried eliminating everything at once. How did that work out? The fast way failed. The impatient way failed. The simultaneous elimination way failed. This is the way that actually works. And here's what's remarkable. By day 63, you're not just at your starting point with a few pounds lost. You're free. Free from gluten addiction. Free from sugar addiction. Free from starch dependency. Free from constant cravings. Free from negotiating with yourself every day. Free from the exhausting cycle of restriction and binging. That's not something you achieve in 2 weeks. That's not something you force overnight. That's something you build systematically, one elimination at a time. And 63 days from now, you'll look back and realize this was the fastest way all along. So here's where we are. In episode 1, I explained what equilibrium is and how I discovered it by watching my dogs reach perfect self-regulation. In episode 2, I explained why zero tolerance is actually easier than moderation because it breaks the addiction instead of managing it. In this episode, I've explained why sequential elimination works when simultaneous elimination fails because you're only fighting one battle at a time. In the episodes ahead, we're going to keep building on this foundation. This is the framework. This is the path. And if you're ready to stop trying approaches that don't work and start following the process that does, you can find the complete framework at peakformhealth.com. The book is there. Peak Form Intensive is there. Sequential elimination, zero tolerance, equilibrium. This is how you get there. This is Eric Morrison. This is the Equilibrium Podcast. Thanks for listening.